it is a way of investigating a problem, a question, a vision that has to do with artistic questions, but not necessarily only artistic questions. And the special quality which differs artistic research to art making, I would say, is that artistic research, I would say the product of artistic research is always there when you do it. And you have another temporality, you have a lot of time if it's really research. If it's really research, you can wait. And the way you talk about it or the way you present it, or the way you mediate it to others is not necessarily the art product. It can also be an experience that you share, or methods sometimes, or principles or concepts. That's artistic research to me. My artistic research projects have been first Imaginations for a Place, where it was about finding out what kind of artistic practice could meet this specific area where I'm actually living in Tårnby, a suburb of Copenhagen. So it was about talking with the people, finding out which imaginations appear and which ideas for possibilities of meeting in and around an artistic environment. The second artistic research has the title Imaging the Social, and it was about the question of, at first, it was about the question of artistic or aesthetic quality in a situation of a meeting with people and artistic practice. And this shifted actually in the process to the question of how to create concretely a place. Also from imagining a place, really doing it, and what that means, and what the consequence of that is, and how this can be started, an artistic place. My current artistic research is called Phantoms of Stability. It's based on the two other artistic research projects, and it is about the question of what makes an experimental artistic institution that is dealing also with the social environment and with the concrete meeting of the neighbors, whatever a neighbor is. What can make such an institution stable, and what threatens such an institution? What makes it unstable? So the idea or the notion of a phantom is that this artistic institution can, as a phantom, can appear and disappear. And I have an exchange with three partners actually, two partner institutions and an artistic performance theorist from Copenhagen University, Stormer Lamessen, and the institution Magazine in Belgrade, which is an illegal, sort of illegal, but since years stable artistic institution in Belgrade, and Vierte Welt, which is a performing art institution in a housing area that really tries to get out of this project temporality. And the third partner of the project is my own institution that has been created here in Tårnby. It's called Tårnby Park Studio. And Tårnby Park Studio is such a phantom. It is existing right now, but it has this quality of a ghost as well. When I'm in a state of doing artistic research, I'm in a state which is very close to my, let's say, very close to my private body. I'm just stepping out a little bit into another field, but I'm a theater maker, right? When I start to make theater, to rehearse, my physical identity changes. In the moment when I go to a stage, for example, I have another body than my private body, and I think artistic research kind of brings my performance body a little bit closer to my private body. And I think it relaxes my artistic mindset as well, because the temporality, the time span that you need for artistic research relaxes the product-oriented artistic mindset. And I think it has a very productive dialogue, artistic research and art making. It's also dependent from each other. I would say the product of art making is very, very necessary as an experience. When you do artistic research, you need the experience of art making to make artistic research, I think. But when you start doing artistic research, it will also, for me, it has a relaxing effect. My artistic research is very much concerned with social relations and with relations to concrete places, and normally to places where I would not be if I would not do the artistic research. When I do my artwork, I'm usually in places which are identified with art making. So it takes my brain and my body into another environment. It makes me getting information from other people. And this makes me connected in another way to the world, or my neighborhood at least. And I think to have these informations nurture me when I start to melt down experiences into an artistic process, which then becomes an art piece or a performance, or because, for example, I think it changes my relation to the audience. When I do perform, I experience the audience closer because of my experience in the social environment of my neighborhood that I look for in my artistic research. So it's worlding me, I would say. I have made a theater production which was about a brain researcher. And he said to me once that research means to have money that entitles you to spend your day looking out of the window. And this waste of time in a capitalistic sense is what makes you rich, which makes you connected to another experience of life, which can be in parts altering your access to the economic speed that we're normally in. Since I'm doing artistic research, I spend much more time with waiting, and the way I do my artistic research is also very much relying on things that are just lying around. So I'm really recycling. I'm recycling, in a way, what is already there, the possible relations to people, the environment. I do my work in empty spaces that nobody else uses. And also it takes away the stress of production. I seriously think that in our art world, like in all other areas where economy plays a role, or this capitalistic, hyper-capitalistic, neoliberal, structured fields, we have too much art, we have too much art products, we have so many people that need to prove their creativity all the time and mediate this creativity. And artistic research is a very, very luxurious and healthy way for me to slow down, to really rethink what makes sense, what is important, and be less productive, but maybe richer.